Welcome to the instruction manual. If you teach a classroom at any grade level, then you're likely familiar with what we like to call a these affliction. A these affliction is caused by triggers that make you feel frustrated, overwhelmed, or tired. Triggers that usually get complained about starting with the term these, like these kids, these parents, these administrators, these documents, these new tech rollouts. Whatever the trigger may be, there is likely some element of your teaching job that gives you an undue amount of stress and takes up far too much of your time. It's no secret that teachers have way too much on their plate, and this list of 6 strategies is designed to remove one, if not all, of your issues that are keeping you from using your time efficiently and building your dream classroom. On today's page, we will look at planning by units instead of week to week. Next, we'll be using daily projects, followed by creating a classroom calendar to fund your classroom. After that, we look at an easy way to provide digital differentiated learning, followed by setting a sequential workflow for students. Last, we'll look at that all-important resource for teachers, your class website. That's a good chunk of content to cover, so let's get started. The best time-saving strategy will always be your best planning strategy. Many teachers plan week to week or even day to day if they're running a classroom that covers multiple subjects. Think Math Monday or Weird Science Wednesday. This strategy usually goes with a goal to know what your day or week will look like as you come back from a weekend. But to plan this often, you need the time set aside to do this every week. Between grading, meetings, conferences, we hope that works as well as it can. But if you plan by the unit and place the relevant materials in the classroom for your students to access in advance, finding time becomes less of a concern. Lessons and materials can be placed on tables or shelves, in folders, or within a Google Classroom template. Either way, try to create your class schedule based on how your students move through the units of your curriculum instead of what they are supposed to learn day to day or week to week. If you teach secondary level subjects, you can even save more time by planning 3 units at a time, but we will go into detail about that in our 4th strategy. Your second strategy is to assign projects that students can work on in groups. These are long-term projects that exercise the skills learned from daily classwork or homework practice. Projects can be anything from board games, movie making, building a business, or a website. All of these projects are doable, and they create opportunities for your students to practice socializing and collaborating as professional colleagues. Long-term projects may sound like a hassle, but they are a great, easy way to utilize class time after lectures or primary lessons have been completed for the day. Next is your classroom calendar. This is not a calendar that you post in class. It's not a means to teach scheduling or days of the week. This calendar is sold to parents with the aim of funding your classroom using money that doesn't come out of your own paycheck. Resources and supplies are always lacking in public school classrooms, and this is a great way to earn spending money for any tools you may need for future lessons. Click the link below to find our free Canva template and follow the instructions on the first page. You'll also find an order form that you can send to parents, or you can set up a sales page on your class website. Don't worry, the calendar link also comes with a tutorial. Speaking of tutorials, today's sponsor is, well, us. The instruction manual website has a fully stocked inventory of free resources and short courses that you can use to build your own dream classroom. Every video, every template, and free form is designed to minimize the stress of planning, scheduling, and grading, and to maximize the time you have to give your absolute best to your students. Let us help you build your dream classroom by clicking the link below. Now back to where we left off our schedule. The 4th time-saving strategy sounds harder than it is. Differentiated learning has been a bone of contention for years. Even if many experts applaud classroom outcomes with differentiated learning, teachers often counter it with not having time and sometimes not having the training to give differentiated instruction. But what if I told you that this method can actually get you extra help in your classroom, as well as more time to concentrate on your students? It starts with planning and placing materials for at least 3 units all at once. We highly recommend using a digital classroom like Google, a website for student engagement, or, best of all, a Notion template. If you want the ultimate all-in-one experience, Notion provides fantastic interactive classrooms. For a free template, click the link below in the description. Whichever platform you decide to use, you'll be sure to provide materials comprising 1 unit at grade level, 1 below grade level, and 1 unit that is just ahead of your current subject topic. So if you're teaching English, let's say we have sentence structure and paragraphs as the grade level unit, then a unit on grammar and word mechanics as the unit below level, and 1 unit that covers the beginnings of descriptive writing to create poems, stories, and journals. These are all presented in a classroom, and our students can start with the first lesson of the grade level unit. As the students work through the unit, some will struggle with content and a few will advance past into the unit that is above current standard. When those students reach that level, that's when you'll know there are students who can help tutor those who need to drop back to work at the below-level unit or for any stuck in grade-level lessons. Once you have tutors in class to help, that is a game changer. One that is worth planning for if you can spare the time and effort. It will save massive amount of time as you move through your curriculum. Fifth on your list is setting a sequential workflow. This is part of our self-motivated model that you can check out by visiting our Patreon. A sequential workflow is just placing your lessons in the order in which students should access and interact with the lessons. I know that sounds obvious and simplistic, and it is likely something you do anyway. But let's imagine there are 10 lessons in our unit on sentence structure. Since we have a small classroom, we have each lesson available to access in a personal folder for each student, or we've uploaded a template from the instruction manual website and placed all of our lessons in sequential order. Now when students come in, they know which lesson to start and which to complete. Students work on lessons as soon as they enter the classroom and resume until the end of the first time interval of the class. There's no second guessing or repeating instruction, no loss of 10 or 20 minutes giving oral instructions. This also eliminates the need for day-to-day labeling and topic planning, as well as having to write out a class schedule for each day. The students simply progress based on what they've completed and what they have yet to start. And last but certainly not least is your classroom website. You have one of those, right? You may wonder why you would need a site for your class, and that is fine. Web development is definitely not something they go over in education curriculums. But a website is a fantastic way to connect you to parents, administration, and even with your students. They will be the ones helping you build it after all. Let's say your class has just finished a major project in science. Not only could they post progress, but students can also boast about their role in the group effort. They can talk about personal growth, goals they've set, and what lessons you've taught related to the project. You could also include a link for parents to click to request grade and work progress. The website is also a great place to put an ad for your class calendar, as well as any other products that your students make or wish to sell can also be posted there. If you don't want to manage a single site, consider having students build their own as a pathfinding journal that tracks work and progress in your class. There are just so many things a class website can accomplish that would normally require you to compose an email, create flyers or posters, or to compose and then send home notifications and newsletters. It's really a win-win all around, and remember, you do not have to be the one to do all of the work. Involve your students in the process and watch them thrive as they participate. If you would like to see more tips, tricks, and hacks for classroom teaching, don't forget to leave a like. And now on our Patreon channel, we are not only offering access to exclusive content, but our premium tier members can request videos that offer help with challenges, goals, or advice for their own personal classroom. We'd like nothing more than to see all of you succeed in building your dream classroom. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again on the next page.